It's the win. Listen, laugh, and learn and understand. Oh, believe that you can. It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.
Welcome to the Win Show. We're so glad you joined us. I'm Paula Fellingham, CEO of the Women's Information Network. That's thewinonline.com. We're the online home for all women, all ages. A community of women helping women live joyful lives filled with passion and purpose. Our hosts today are Angela Johnson. She's the CEO of the Illuminated Woman and Biz Divas. And Laura Lee Christensen is the Executive Vice President of the WIN. And Kim Coles is an amazing actress. She is a comedian, a speaker, and a show host. Our guest today is Rene'Johnson. She's the Power Zone coach. She's a motivational speaker, founder of Energy Coaching, and the author of Leaving Your Comfort Zone. I love that. Her mission is to help professional women show up as their powerful self and to play bigger in their lives. Oh, I want to learn more about that.
We're ready.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Renee, I've personally experienced you, and I know the amazing work that you do with a lot of entrepreneurial women. So what inspired you to write your book, Leaving Your Comfort Zone?
Thank you for asking. You know, my life has been one of defining moments. And I learned early on how to recognize in others the greatness they couldn't see. And with that, I also could see opportunities beyond the obstacles that were preventing them. And so I developed these 6 Power Zone principles. And as my clients were implementing them in their lives and transforming their lives and even their businesses, I just knew that I had to find a way to get that message out there to a broader audience. And so I decided to go ahead and write the book. And my hope and aspiration with it is to help women realize that they're more than today's limits and boundaries.
They're more than today's limits and boundaries. Can you show them the book?
Yeah, this is the book. And what is the comfort zone? And how do you get past it? What's there?
How
do you leave it and leave it behind?
Well, the comfort zone is really our own protective barrier. Our barrier that diminishes our greatness and what allows us to show up is all our gifts and our talents. And so the comfort zone is a protective mechanism to keep you away from that, because it's fearful and it holds you back. And so I do different things with women to help them actually leave their comfort zone and show up as their powerful self.
And what do you do? Give us some tips.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I find that keep women in their comfort zone is an age-old truth, our thinking. Right? Our thinking. We either have obstacle thinking or we have our stories that we tell ourselves or our limiting beliefs. And these prevent us from becoming who we can be, what we can do, and what we can become.
Absolutely.
And so I work with them on, first of all, recognizing where they can stretch and grow, where they can grow in their thinking and behavior. So risk-taking is looked at differently in this case.
I like that.
So that's one of the things. The other thing that I find that really prevents women from leaving their comfort zone is not understanding how to approach their time and their energy in a self-honoring way. A self-honoring way. One that allows them to not piece themselves out, to say no, that word no that we have a hard time saying as women, right?
Yeah,
it is. Set boundaries and leave, I guess I should say, really not end up being deflated and feeling loss of energy, loss of power for themselves. So those 2 things, their thinking and having a self-honoring approach of how they handle their time and their energy.
As you're describing it, I'm thinking about little children. When I've had children young, they're not born with a comfort zone. It's something that we develop in response, I guess, to our environments. And so I love your idea, and I want to do that. How do I? But what does it look like? I mean, what's my life going to be like if I'm living outside my comfort zone? It doesn't look very safe.
You talk about your power zone. So what is the power zone? How do we identify our power zone?
Yeah. The power zone is an amazing place. This is where your core driving energy is. where your personal greatness is, where your true, authentic belief and trust in yourself. And when you're leading your life from the power zone, you can get in the driver's seat of your life. You're clearly focused on where you're going. You know, your hands are firmly on the wheel, and you're on your journey to success. You approach risks differently. Like I said, you take opportunities to change your thinking and your behaviors. You're clear on your focus. You have strategic goals of where you want to go, and you're motivated by those. And you can identify and overcome your confidence blockers, and that is so key.
I think we've all experienced that at one time or another. The challenge is staying there longer and not retreating to the comfort zone.
Well, when you identify what your confidence blockers are, it helps you actually then embrace that greatness. Allow you to show up gracefully in your full glory and your power. And from there, guess what? Then you can use your voice and value. Right, your voice and value, and inspire changes. Yeah.
So what are some examples of a confidence blocker? Do we all have confidence
Yes,
blockers?
okay. Well, there's 4 of them I've identified. And the first one is your fears. Okay? Your fears. They will hold you back, right? And they'll get larger and larger if you allow them to be, right, to do. The second one is your limiting beliefs, your internal barriers, what I call your internal success barriers. The third one is your lack. Now, I want you to hear this, your lack of assertiveness. You know, holding back, your lack of assertiveness. And the fourth one is your lack of self-care. And your lack of self-care is a very important one. And can I share with you how they actually interact with each other? Because let's say a woman that has fears, she's going to then make them become more real by actually perpetuating with her thinking and limiting herself and verifying and justifying those, right? Then it makes her not want to be more assertive. Oh, well, I can't really step out of my zone. I can't really do this. And then they don't feel worthy of self-care. And then it comes around. Now, the opposite is true, right? When a woman's in touch with her power zone, she champions those fears, right? And she pushes past the barriers in her head and, you know, diminishes that chatter. And she shows up powerfully in her life. And then guess what? She rewards herself with self-care.
I love this.
Yeah, I could use a couple massages a week.
I'm
all about that.
I saw something in your book that I found so intriguing. We were talking about this before the show, right? It's the 4D decision matrix. This is how we make decisions, and you've broken it down into 4 levels. Go.
Okay. Well, whenever you need to make a decision, with us as women have a tendency to kind of vacillate here and there, right? Everything's pulling at us, right? Is to think of 4 decisions. Either you dump it, and this is something that, you know, it does not need to belong in your schedule. Maybe you can't do it today, but you set a dump date. Okay? The next thing is to actually look at things that you can delegate and realize it's okay to let others serve you, to help them grow. You don't have to do it all yourself. That doesn't mean you're not capable, but you're smart. Yeah, so delegation is a big one. The third one is actually what I call defer. And deferring things means these are things that you need to spend time and energy on, but they're not going to get you closer to your vision of success today. Maybe you have a project or maintenance of something, but you need to, you know, work some regular time on it so you don't get overwhelmed. But don't focus and just narrow in on that and forget about what's called your do-its, okay? The fourth one is your do-its. And do-its are things that will get... Do-its. Yeah. Just do it. So do it, yeah. They're things that get you closer to your vision of success. They're things that only you can do. They're things that need to be done today, things that you need your immediate attention. And so this helps, you know, that woman who's busy, that professional woman, to actually zone in really quick and get really clear on where she should spend her energy.
Dump it. What was it? Dump it. Delegate it.
Defer.
And
do
it.
Alliteration. We love alliteration.
Well, I love when you have, you know, the delegation part, because that reminds me of one of your, what is it, the 6 myths of women. You know, one of your myths is confident women have all the answers. I think that kind of goes hand in hand with delegating. So touch a little bit about some of the myths that you share, that women are so confident in having those stories behind those myths.
Yeah, that's a good one, Angela. Thank you. The number one myth that I'm trying to break is that confident women have all the answers. I say baloney. Because, you know, that truly makes them hold themselves back and work extra hard. And in fact, the opposite is true. A confident woman is someone that trusts herself, someone that can take information and look at it and see if it's going to work for them or not, and then, you know, filter it through to see if it's going to serve them, take advantage of that, and then move forward toward her goals. The opposite is true. I hear a lot of women, I was telling Angela this, a lot of women that think that that's not for me, I should have all the answers, I'm stupid. The word stupid if I can't do it myself, because the image I'm portraying is I know it all. But in order to show up and play bigger, to truly play bigger, you're going to need to align with others. You're going to need to collaborate. And guess what? It might give you some new ideas and resources so you can move quicker.
There you go. Oh my gosh, this has gone so quickly. It is time to close. Renee, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I know everyone out there is like, I want to learn
Holding up
about
the book.
leaving my comfort zone. And we invite you to visit thewinonline.com, where you're going to get solutions, share ideas, and really connect with women worldwide. Have a wonderful day and choose to live joyfully with passion and purpose.
It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.